What's going on, Colts Nation? It is 6:15 in the morning. As you can see, the sun is just barely coming out. It's an early morning. We got another vlog for you guys here. I am on my way to meet Mr. Cody Felger. It's an early morning, obviously. Early practice today. It's at 10 instead of, more of an evening practice, what we're used to. But the show must go on. It's a beautiful morning, and I'm feeling great. But yeah, we're going to hop into the car. I got my stuff loaded up that I need, and we're just going to go ahead and get going and see where we go from here. But I'm going to take you guys along on the journey with us. Hopefully you guys enjoy the vlog. Peace. All right, before I went too far into the road trip, had to pick up the essential. I got myself a water from home and get a Dunkin' iced coffee anytime that I'm on the road and doing any sort of traveling for a long period of time. Then I know I need to get a Dunkin' iced coffee. All right, it's where it's at. And listen, if I hear one person say something about my Dunkin' order, large caramel iced coffee, you're getting banned. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? What's up, guys? Just doing a quick update here. About halfway to Cody right now. So just wanted to talk for a second. I'm super excited to be going back to camp. I went the other week, and the content creator side of things was a little thin last time we were there. Anyone that was keeping up with our social medias and other stuff like that knows I met Logan, pro fan Logan there. And I saw Giovanni and hanging out with Eric and some other people as well. Colts coverage, as some of you might know him. Hanging out with a bunch of people there. But a lot of the content creators that I usually talk and interact with were not there that Saturday. Cody wasn't there, obviously. And Drake wasn't there. Audio wasn't there either. I'm thinking all of them are going to be there today. I know Cody is, obviously, for this, but I'm excited to see a bunch of my people this weekend, and it's going to be so much nicer too. When I went to camp the other week, they said the feels like temperature was 104 out there at the park that day. So insane, that's hot. It's hot. Regardless if you were on the field, if you were in the stands, didn't matter. It was hot. I was okay, but I know a lot of people were certainly not loving it. But this time around, it being a morning practice and the temperatures changed a lot. So it's actually going to be more like, I think it's going to be 70 when the practice ends today. Like the high today is like 75 or 76 or something. So, it's going to be a great day. I'm super excited, especially after, the momentum that's building in camp right now. Obviously, some injuries on the defense. We got to worry about that, but, we'll the Colts will deal with that in due time. But, the quarterbacks have been ramping up. It's been great to see both of them performing at a high level right now. Makes the competition all that more fun. And I can't wait to continue to cover it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well. Peace, guys. Beautiful sunrise as well, guys. Love it. And if you ever saw my other vlog and you're just wondering what is driving in Ohio like, or the Midwest in general, this is it. This is the majority of it on these state routes and whatnot. Just lots and lots and lots of country driving. Oh, look, it's Indy. Obviously very happy to see me, of course. Hi, beautiful. All right, folks. So I made it to Cody's. We're getting ready to leave. Everything's all smooth sailing. And come to find out that the computer that Cody wanted to use to try to hook up my soundboard to, or whatever it is that he needed to connect to it, he didn't have. So, I'm currently just sitting in his truck here, just waiting for Cody to return from trying to find this, thing that he is trying to get. And, we will eagerly wait for Cody's return. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Because this is why you get here early, folks. Because when you have a million different things that you're trying to remember to get and keep track of, and a road trip like this, you got to be ready. The man is here. I believe he found what it is he was looking for. He upgraded it to a truck, by the way. How nice of you to join.
Oh, thank you.
He is here, folks. We are here. Off to training camp we go. All right, Cody, I feel like I'm interviewing you just based off of where this camera angle is right now. But hey, it's your first time going to camp in 2025. How you feeling?
I'm excited, man. Like you said, I wasn't able to go to the first one. I know you were able to go there, so I'm excited. We've been hearing a lot of good stuff about a couple different guys that I'm really looking forward to, and obviously the quarterback battle, that's the big one, right? Like, we're looking forward to seeing can Anthony Richardson continue to shine, and it'll be interesting looking back on this, Derek, in a year, 2 years from now. You know, it was funny, a couple weeks ago, I actually just looked back and rewatched our 2022, 2023, 2024, just to kind of like, hey, what were we expecting? And it's just crazy to see some of the players that we talked about that are no longer with the team, and it's just so fascinating. So it'll be interesting to see in a year from now where we're at in regards to some of these players, especially the quarterback position. So I'm interested in that. A.D. Mitchell, I'm interested to see, does he continue to shine? Because he had some crazy catches a couple days ago.
Yep.
And he seems like whenever the pads have come on, like something has switched in him. So I'm excited to see that. Obviously excited to see Tyler Warren for the first time in person, what he's going to do on the offense, and, you know, some of the new additions on defense as well with Chavarius Ward. I'm excited to see him, even though the secondary is a little bit banged up right now. So excited to see him and Cam Bynum as well. So, yeah, man, I'm pumped to see all these new players, and a lot of new players that weren't on the team a year ago. You know, we didn't see at camp a year ago, and some players that I think can have a big impact. And heck, I'm excited for Justin Wally as well.
Yeah,
because I've heard all this stuff about this kid, and I'm excited to see can he be, you know, something really, really good here. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that. And, you know, we talked off air, like, the people that are going to be there as well, more content creators, excited to connect with them as well. So it's going to be a good day, man. I'm looking forward to it. And you said it right. Weather's going to be pretty nice today. It's not going to be 100 degrees. It's going to be...
He's getting lucky. He gets to go to the one where, you know, he gets to go to the one practice where the weather is going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. No humidity, virtually no humidity, no chance of rain, and it's going to be like 70 degrees. And I got to enjoy the baking hot 104 day.
So thank you, weather.
Yeah, love you, weather. Thank you.
But seriously, it'll be a good day, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, man, we have about a little under an hour and a half now. Goal is to be there a little bit around 9 to go get our credentials and everything, so we have some time. So we don't have a repeat of, I believe that was 23.
Where it was 15 minutes before practice and we were struggling to get in. Yeah, because I think it rained that day.
Yeah.
We were hitting traffic when we came in, so we're already a little late.
Yep.
And then, we were a little late getting there, and then obviously, like I said, it was raining, and then all of a sudden the Colts kind of changed the fact that practice was going to be
indoors rather than outdoors. So,
Yeah.
we had to take a last-second shuttle to the building.
Yeah, in the meantime, we're planning to get there a little bit after 9, so excited for that, man, and just excited for this year, and I think it's going to be the best year yet.
Oh, yeah, man. It's been a lot of fun, and I know that even from the time that I went, quarterback play has ramped up. Obviously, Cody, we've been seeing it from all the different people that are covering the Colts every day, that it seems like both quarterbacks are really starting to put it together. Now, obviously, with the injuries to Jalen Jones and to Juju Brents and Charvarius Ward's had some rest days. It's definitely been a type of situation where, the defense's secondary is, it's thinned out right at this moment. But, both of these quarterbacks have been lighting it up in team periods, and Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones both making some phenomenal plays. What's your take, Ben, on Richardson and Jones in this QB competition so far?
Yeah, the big thing we had coming into camp, Derek, was, hey, we know that Anthony Richardson has the higher ceiling, but we know Daniel Jones, at least from what we thought, he might be a little bit more steady, right? Like, his ceiling might not be as high, but his floor might be a little bit, higher. Yeah. Anthony Richardson, at his worst, might be worse than Daniel Jones. But it seems like so far that hasn't been the case. Like, Anthony Richardson hasn't had one of these practices, and again, I know sometimes it's different, subject to change when you actually play another team, but he has been fairly accurate throwing the ball, and you really can't tell a distinct difference from the short to intermediate game, the efficiency-wise. In fact, you could probably say Anthony Richardson's been a little bit more efficient as of recent as well.
Yeah, I've been saying that, the efficiency has pretty much been about the same for about a week now.
Yeah.
Outside of the first couple days, Daniel Jones was more effective in the first couple days of camp. But, for the last week, efficiency's been about the same for both these quarterbacks. And we said,
if efficiency is the same, AR gives you the advantage because he has the big playability as well. Daniel Jones has a little bit of that, but it's nowhere close. AR's potential compared to Daniel Jones, it's not even close. It's really not at this point. We know what Jones is. He's kind of the Gardner Minshew type a little bit more, with a little bit more athleticism. I'll give you that. But, as far as that goes, if this continues, people are saying, and this isn't just a, hey, we want Anthony Richardson to succeed thing. Obviously we do. But it's more of, hey, this is a kid that still is younger than a good chunk of the young quarterbacks in the league.
I was talking about that. I was talking to myself about that when I was coming up to your place, and I was like, it's crazy. He's about to be 23.
Yeah.
And to think, half the quarterbacks that came into the 2024 draft were older than Anthony Richardson when they came in.
That's crazy.
Which is wild given the circumstances of that. It just goes to show you just how young and how raw and inexperienced Anthony Richardson is. And, there's unfair expectations early from what we were talking about with, what we expected from him right away.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is the first time that you're looking at this and you're saying, oh, he actually seems to maybe be turning the corner, because when you look at just, you gotta get some gas.
No, it's okay. We'll keep just to get gas.
We're stopping to get gas, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Apparently.
It's important.
In order to get to training camp, we must.
All right, guys, we're trying a different angle here because, the last one it was all over the place. So I had to try to fix the angle here a little bit, but we can try to have a conversation. Now I feel like I got my phone in a spot now. It won't fall on me every 5 seconds. Hopefully, as long as Cody drives okay.
As long as these roads, anybody who's in Indiana, you understand this. They do all this construction on these roads, and these roads still suck. So
yeah, Indiana roads are some of the worst roads in the entire country. Indiana, fix your freaking roads, bro. Anyways,
stop having your roads under construction for 5 years just for them to still suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously, Indiana.
Because by the time you fix them, they're already needing to be fixed again.
Right.
Anyways, so enough of our ranting. We'll go back to the conversation we were having about Anthony Richardson and whatnot. But Cody, it feels like, obviously it's training camp. You can't entirely take everything. You can't take everything that has happened in training camp to complete sincerity. But from what we have seen, obviously the mechanics are getting better. The attitude from Anthony Richardson sounds better. And we heard, obviously, if anyone read Stephen Holder's article on ESPN, he's fixing his dieting, which is helping him to, he's lost 15 pounds because of it.
Yeah. He's what, like 240 now?
He's 240
He was like
now.
255 last year.
Yeah, and he was 245 when he came into the league. So, I mean, you know, he's lighter now than when he came in. So, if anyone doesn't know, he's saying he used to be really into Skittles and other kind of sugary foods that wasn't good for him, and stuff like that. And so, you know, it feels like a culmination of a lot of different things working in harmony right now. And, you know, sometimes that just takes some time, Cody, to kind of just, like people say, to develop that maturity. It sometimes is irresponsible to think that a 20 or 21-year-old kid is always going to have it figured out when he first gets into the league. Not saying Anthony Richardson has even come close to answering that question yet.
Yeah.
Sure feels like it's heading the right direction, though.
Right. And, you know, like, there's that whole argument of, like, well, he should have known, but also on the Colts end, they should have better prepared him.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And Chris Ballard has admitted they handled that the wrong way, right? And I think if he would have done it again, he probably would have seen Gardner Minshew start that entire year, or most of that year, right? And Anthony Richardson just takes a back seat for that season. I mean, as much as you want, and I know Jim Irsay had a say in it as well, so that's part of it, but I just think Anthony Richardson, from a lot of standpoints, obviously a physical standpoint, like you mentioned, and a mental standpoint, he wasn't ready for what it looks like to be a franchise quarterback. And I think the Colts did some misevaluation there, and that's on them and their scouts. They got to be better in that way.
Right.
Like, you can't take a kid that high just for him to have all these concerns. I mean, obviously there's some things you can control and can't control, but the mental stuff, you got to know that, right? You got to know that better. And so, you know, obviously there's still time for him, and this is a huge season for him. But you're right, like, from every standpoint, from a physical, mental, everything, it seems like he's definitely taking it a lot more serious than he's ever taken it before. And, you know, as much as we disagreed with the benching at the time last year, I think it did serve him well for the maturity's sake, and saying, hey, you need to do what it takes. This is what it's going to look like. And fortunately, I think they should have done that a while ago, honestly. And it's just a bummer that it took 2 full seasons for that to happen.
It feels like they're just, it was mishandled in a lot of different ways. I don't even really agree that he should have never started when he first came in, but, like, you know, as far as the preparing him and also, like, the dieting aspect, I know that's on a player thing to really do, because, you know, some players they can do that stuff, you know, and some other players, they just don't care what they put in their bodies, and, you know, things like that happen. But, you know, for the Colts, of all things, you know, if you're a franchise quarterback who you're trying to, you know, mold into the person that you want them to be, isn't doing good things with their body, then that's obviously the Colts can't superiorly control him when it comes to what he eats when he's out of the facility. But, you know, to be more helpful would have been good. It just feels like, again, that the Colts were reacting instead of being engaged from the beginning. So it is what it is. But,
well, and also it's not just Anthony Richardson. It's been other players as well, and players that are no longer here, some that maybe still are here, that it's a big year for them, and they have a lot to prove as well, right? So it is not just Anthony Richardson obviously he's his own man. He has to do these things.
Yep.
But it's been a culture issue. I mean, they've been calling it out for years now, there's been this lack of accountability, I suppose. There's been this lack of tension at times, and that falls on everybody. That falls on the players, that falls on the coaches, that falls on the GM, that falls on ownership.
Right.
That falls on everybody. And so, yeah, and I'm curious now, with Carly and the girls, like, does that change at all? I mean, I'm just so curious to see how that plays out, and is there more of a, emphasis, I suppose, on that accountability and on that the winning that, frankly, has eluded you for a long time. I mean, you had it, and you were blessed with it for, the better half of a decade and a half. So, the last decade and a half, like, what are you going to do, So...
And that's another interesting thing, too, because, obviously, Carly taking over, I don't believe she's going to want to be too hasty. She doesn't want to make a decision way too early and potentially set the franchise back even more than it already is. So that's why, obviously, her and Ballard and everyone else has kind of been like, we're giving Anthony Richardson more time. We feel like we need to, and we feel like it's still way too early. It is what it is. Again, folks, if you ever wonder what it's like driving in the Midwest, this is once again, as I said earlier in the vlog, this is it. There's cornfields,
Muncie Dragway right there.
And, this is going to be pretty much it for 95% of this drive. So,
for the next over an hour here.
Yep. So, if you enjoy just almost nothingness, enjoy.
It's peaceful, man.
All right, Colts Nation, we officially got our passes. Just stopped at the hotel to pick up our credentials. Now we are off on our way to Grand Park, which is basically just there. We made it, boys and girls. We made it. Time.
She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Needless to say, I'm keeping her check. She was a bad, nevertheless. Calling it quits now, baby, I'm a wreck. Crash at my place, baby, you're a wreck. Thinking in a bad way, losing your grip. Screaming at my face, baby, don't trip. Someone took a big L, don't know how that felt. Looking at you sideways, body on tilt. Ooh, certain things you just can't refuse. She wanna ride me like a cruise, and I'm not trying to lose. Then you're left in the dust, unless I stop by ya. You're the sunflower, I think you'll ever be too much. Or you'll be left in the dust, unless I stop by ya. You're the sunflower, you're the sunflower. Every time I'm leaving on you, you don't make it easy, no. Wish I could be there for you. Give me a reason to. Every time I'm walking out, I can hear you telling me to turn around. Fighting for my trust, so you won't back down. Even if we gotta risk it all right now. I know you're scared of the unknown. You don't wanna be alone. I know I always come and go, but it's out of my control. And you'll be left in the dust unless I stuck by you. You're the sunflower, I think your love would be too much. Or you'll be left in the dust unless I stuck by you. You're the sunflower,
What's going on, Colts Nation? So we just got done with training camp today and done with interviews and everything else. So we're just walking back trying to, figure out how we're going to do our recordings here. Because, it's a little bit different of a scenario this time around than what we've done before. May have some end scenes here to end this vlog, but I think this will be close to being it. Rough day for the quarterbacks. Definitely a comeback to earth type of situation after both quarterbacks have had a week of really good practices, and it has just not been the same today for both quarterbacks. One definitely rose above the others, and that was Daniel Jones. But nevertheless, both guys had days that they would probably like to learn a lot more from. So definitely going to be some interesting talks there, but some great days from A.D. Mitchell and Josh Downs. Really, wide receivers 3 through 6 all had some really good practices today. AP didn't really get looked at much. Michael Pittman didn't practice, so it is what it is. Secondary had itself a good day. Ward was back in, and it was good. Yeah, I'll take this type of day any day. I mean, it was picture perfect. Can't really ask for much better. I'm blessed to be here. I know Cody is too, but we will continue to give you guys a little bit more here, but this will be about the end of the vlog. But thank you guys for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Cody, you got any final words here for the people who watch this?
Thank you, everybody. It's been another great year.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace.